Hello, my name's Julie Williams. I'm a registered migration agent with Migration Downunder, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Subclass 820 visa, also known as the spouse visa, the partner visa, the marriage visa. The 820 is a visa for those who are in a committed de facto or married relationship. And the visa allows you to lodge, it's an onshore application, and it's for people that are already here in Australia on another visa that allows them to lodge a further application whilst in Australia. You must be on a substantive visa, very limited circumstances if you are on a bridging visa. So the 820, what it will do, as soon as you lodge the application, it will provide you with access to Medicare if you don't already have that access. It also will issue a bridging visa. A bridging visa is something that allows you to lawfully remain in Australia if your current visa that you're on expires before a decision is made on the 820. Now, the bridging visa doesn't automatically come into effect. This is what a lot of people have a confusion with. It hovers in the background and only comes into effect if and when your current visa expires. So the lodgement of the 820 doesn't necessarily override your current visa. So for example, if you're on a student visa or a 457 or a 482 and you're wanting to change work or you're wanting to stop studying, the lodgement of the 820 is not going to override your current visa conditions, and therefore you've got to continue and maintain to meet the requirements of your current visa conditions. But once you are on a bridging visa, so for example, if you've arrived on a visitor visa and you've decided you're going to lodge a partner visa whilst in Australia, once the bridging visa does come into effect, then you'll have no conditions on that bridging visa, which means you will have full work rights with no conditions. And that goes for people on a 457 or a student visa whose visa has expired and you're still waiting for the 820 to be finalised. There's no conditions on that bridging visa A, so you're free to work wherever you wish or study or whatever you may choose to do so. The only thing you can't freely do on the bridging visa A is to travel overseas. But if you do have the need to do that, whether it be for a holiday, whether it be work, whether it be visiting family, you can apply for what's called a bridging visa B, and that will give you a travel facility to go out of the country and return back into Australia. The 820, the processing is quite lengthy. I guess the advantage is that you'll have a bridging visa, so you will be able to work and remain here freely. You can expect at least a minimum 12-month wait. It all just depends, different scenarios, different circumstances, different times of year that you lodge, but do sort of think that it will take 12 to 18 months. Now, the 820 is a provisional visa. Once it is granted, it continues to give you full work rights, continues to give you access to Medicare, and it will provide you with a multiple re-entry facility to allow you to travel in and out of Australia. Now, it is a provisional visa because anyone that is applying for, even though you're applying for permanent residency, if you haven't been living together in a committed married or de facto relationship for a minimum of 3 years at the time you lodge your visa, then you'll be granted the provisional visa, and then you're eligible for permanent residency, which is the 801, approximately 2 years from the lodgement date of, so it's not of 2 years from the decision of your 820, it's 2 years from the lodgement date. So for example, if the 820 takes 18 months to be processed and finalised, you only have another 6 months to wait before you're eligible to apply for the 820 visa. If you have children and have been in a relationship for 2 years at the time you lodge the application, then that also will take you straight to the 801 without having to wait for the provisional visa. The same goes with people that have been in a relationship for 3 years at time of application. You'll jump straight to the 801. But when I say in a relationship for 3 years, you have to have got evidence that you've been living as a de facto or married couple for a minimum of 3 years or 2 years with a child. The 801 is the permanent pathway for, or the second stage of the 820. And once you are eligible, it does require a new lodgement of an application, and the government doesn't charge any further fees for that second stage, but it does require you to lodge that application. It doesn't automatically be granted or finalised without your input into that second stage. A lot of people ask, do you get interviewed for the 820 or the 801? Not generally speaking, only if perhaps your paperwork and information you've provided doesn't add up and the case officer is a little unsure. They may give you a call and perhaps do request an interview over the phone, but very rare that you do get interviewed. As far as checklists are concerned, look, a lot of people ask for templates, checklists. It's really difficult to put everybody's individual circumstances into one template or checklist. If you're in a genuine committed relationship, then you shouldn't require any templates or checklists because you'll already have naturally all that supporting evidence and documentation that you need. How we help, we do provide a checklist and templates, but only sort of moulded around your individual circumstances and provided with you to be able to strengthen what you already have and build up on that layer of what you've got there for your 820 application. But look, we've got a lot of experience with our 820s. We love dealing with partner visas, and certainly happy to assist you if you feel that you'd like the assistance of someone to be able to guide you and hold your hand through every step of the way to make certain you do have a favourable outcome, because we do appreciate it can be quite an anxious and stressful process, and we try to alleviate that angst and stress from it. Our details you can find through our website, email info@migrationdownunder.com, or you can give us a call on 02 9419 5411.